Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast. As we are entering the stage in the NFL offseason, a little bit of a dry period in between that free agency and draft, where it's like there's not a whole lot of news or anything crazy going on. Now, once we get post-draft, that's when we're really going to enter that stage. But you guys know we're still coming out these episodes every single week with some great football talk. As always, we just recently wrapped up our top 10 rankings for every major position. So if you are interested, go check that out. As always, make sure you leave a like and subscribe because we got a pretty good episode planned for you guys today. I'm your host, Devin, as always, joined by my co-host, Jaden. How you doing today? Anything new you want to talk about or on the top of your mind?
I got nothing, man. Been a pretty dry week. Not much to update the pod on.
Yeah, I can't say a whole lot. Been getting out there and playing a lot of basketball as the weather's been breaking. We just had an early Easter party at our family's house because we got some other family has some things planned next week, so we got that out the way. Good time, as always, playing some games as whatnot. And speaking of games, in this episode, that's kind of what we're doing. Jaden has something prepared for me later on in this episode that I'm excited to get to. He'll further explain on that once we get there. So let's just jump into it, man. What do we got for pregame talk today?
Today I got pound for pound, what NBA players do you think would have the best chances to translate into an NFL player, and what position would they play?
That's a good one. We hear this debate all the time about NBA players thinking they can come to the NFL, NFL players thinking they can go to the NBA. Oh, man, that's a good one. The immediate name that I think a lot of people would go to, you have the likes of a LeBron James in his prime at a tight end position. Anthony Edwards gets that comparison a lot. I got
a couple names here for you.
Okay, yeah, let's hear yours, and I'll think over if I can think of anything else.
I got Ja Morant as like a wide receiver.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. He gives me kind of a Devontae Smith vibe, kind of similar build. I think Ja Morant is definitely a little more built than him, but both kind of skinnier, thinner guys, little quick, nimble movements type of thing. I like that comparison. I mean, he surely couldn't really go any other position with his build, but I don't mind that one.
He's got the personality for that position as well.
Yeah, of course.
Donovan Mitchell, like a slot, maybe offense, like a slot guy, maybe even like a running back, like a bigger running back.
Yeah, I was thinking probably running back or maybe like a nickel. I can see him on the defensive side. He's got those long arms. He's more stocky. He's probably a legit 6', 6'1". Honestly, he's listed, I think, taller, but Adano's definitely a little bit shorter out there. I don't mind that. I think running back or like a nickel. I like him as a nickel, honestly, with the long arms personally. But that's not a bad one either.
All right. I got De'Aaron Fox. Maybe like an outside cornerback.
Yeah, this one, you definitely got to utilize that speed. He can play, honestly, a lot. I could see him at receiver. I could see him at running back. I could see him at corner. I could see him at safety. Like any skill position, honestly, I think I'd be a fan of De'Aaron Fox, to be honest. I mean, obviously not putting him anywhere else, but yeah, his speed in the NFL would that would be dangerous for sure.
I had a pretty solid one here. OG Anunoby. Maybe like an edge.
Okay.
Bulk up a little bit. He's got the.
That's not bad.
Yeah, got the build for it, I'd say.
That's a good one. Who, if we had to say linebacker / D-line, I wonder what the best players would be. Because one player that I originally thought of was like a Lou Dort as a linebacker. I mean, you hear that comparison all the time. I'm trying to think of what guys
I got an offensive lineman for you.
Let's hear
specifically
this one.
A tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe bulk up a little bit. How about a Julius Randle?
Honestly, I think I like Julius. I was gonna say I think I like Julius as an edge a little more. You say that name, like his kind of funky movements on the court. I think he could be. He also gives me like Tyree Wilson vibes on a football
He's just like
field, which
tall,
would not be pretty.
like
Yeah,
6'10". Like you don't really see
yeah,
edges that tall. I was thinking more like a
right.
tackle. Bulk him
Yeah,
up a little bit, add like 30, 40 pounds onto him. He could be,
yeah.
he could be
It
like a
wouldn't be
Lane
bad.
Johnson type out there. Obviously way taller, but Lane Johnson
Yeah,
isn't the biggest tackle
yeah. It's
size-wise,
so
but he is
tough.
an anchor.
It's so tough trying to find the offensive. I think offensive lineman is easily the hardest position to try to have a guy just come in and play from the NBA. Like, even if you think of some of the biggest guys that you can, even in just NBA history, period, like, I think offensive lineman would easily be the hardest position for anybody to go to. Um, what
Just the
about quarterback?
physicality.
Is there any quarter? I mean, one name came to mind, but that's a little bit cheating. But Jalen Suggs, I mean, the dude I think was a 5-star quarterback in high school as well. He had a legit option to go the NFL or NBA route, and I'd say the NBA route is panning out pretty solid for him considering that contract he got. But yeah, for quarterback, it would be tough. I
Quarterback
mean,
is just such a specific skill, or like
yeah,
it's more than just build for a quarterback. Like you just gotta like most
right,
of these, we're just going off athletic traits and
yeah,
assuming they can
yeah,
pick it up. Like quarterback is it's the hardest position in football.
yeah,
You gotta
no
like
doubt.
take an elite processor and maybe with like a Trey Young. I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah, he's
small
definitely
though.
on the shorter side. I was thinking like a Halliburton, but Halliburton gives me the vibe like because his jump shot is kind of nasty, he might have an odd throwing form as well, and he's like really thin, so
Yeah.
that might come back to bite him. Yeah, I don't know. That would be tough. I think the overall best one though, probably cheating. I would have to go Jalen Suggs, considering he was a dual threat or a dual sport player in high school. That's so crazy because I remember when all that was happening and he was getting hyped up in both football and basketball. And then he made the big decision to choose basketball, which was a pretty big thing at the time. A lot of people thought he should have went the football route, and I'm sure he would have succeeded in both. I mean, the dude was a hell of an athlete. But yeah, he's paving his way in the NBA for sure. Yeah, I don't think I got. I don't think I got any more, but we do have a little bit more news to get into before we go to Jaden's segment that he brought to the pod today. Not a whole ton of news around the NFL. As I mentioned, we're kind of getting into the dry spot of the NFL offseason. Offensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl champion Jackson Smith-Njigba has reached an agreement with the Seattle Seahawks on a 4-year, $168.6 million contract extension that now makes him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. The deal averages $42.15 million per year and includes over $120 million guaranteed. Both record-setting numbers for any wide receiver. Huge news that we obviously seen coming from one of the best receivers and just simply players that we have in the game today. And seeing this, it got me thinking about JSN and kind of where he lands in the wide receiver market in the league. And I was curious to have your thoughts on this as well, and I'm going to pull up a best or the best wide receivers in the NFL because I don't want to forget anybody off the top of my mind. But I'm curious to see how many wide receivers, and we'll base this off of the next 5 years in the league, I would say. And I'm going to ask, who would you rather take, JSN or this player? So we'll do that, and then I'll jump in and give my thoughts as well. Over the next 5 years, would you rather have JSN or Puka Nacua?
JSN.
Would you rather have JSN or Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase.
Would you rather have JSN or Amon-Ra?
JSN.
JSN, or Justin Jefferson?
How old is Jefferson? Like 26?
I'd assume 26. I can pull that up real quick for you. Justin Jefferson is 26. He turns 27 this year.
Probably give me Justin Jefferson.
JSN or CeeDee Lamb?
JSN.
JSN or Tedero McMillan?
JSN.
JSN or Drake London?
JSN.
I think we're hitting a different tier. I think the only other one that I could ask here, JSN or Malik Neighbors.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask somebody else. I'm still going JSN.
I can ask that as well.
I
can ask that as well. Last one, JSN or Jeremiah Smith?
The guy who hasn't played a snap in the NFL. What would he be in? He'd be in his third year. So he'd play his rookie, sophomore, and in the next 5 years if I were to take him.
You'd basically get 4 years of him because you take away this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So you get 4 years of him. His rookie deal, essentially.
Probably taking damn, that's tough. I'm probably gonna take Jeremiah Smith.
Okay. I don't know if I would disagree with a lot of those. So the three you took, Jamar, Justin, and Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I want to say. I think those were the only three that you took. Yeah, I don't think I would disagree. I think it's really close with him and Puka. I would probably lean JSN though. Yeah, and I honestly the only other ones that I would say like are relatively close are CD and Malik. I'm a huge Malik guy. I just really, really think he's going to be a superstar in this league. But yeah, I can't. I think I'd also go Jeremiah Smith. I don't think I would disagree there.
Or Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, that's a bad one on me. Definitely not taking it.
No, I'm not hitting you on that. I'm just.
I can't believe that he.
I'm just pointing out just how you would shit on Neighbors when I was high on Neighbors in the draft.
It was more of a hype for.
I just realized they also added
Harrison.
Emerald City Route Artist to JSN's Pro Football Reference.
I saw that as well. That would have been a funnier way to go about this. Would you rather have the Emerald City Route Artist or, and just kept going?
It's so funny because when Bladen from Stay High, when he did that, it was so like unironic. Like he wasn't trying to be funny. Like he was genuinely like trying to stamp that for JSN, and like, bro, it just blew up. And obviously now it's a joke. But I 100% believe he was not. I don't know.
I think it was like a half joke, half serious. I think
was,
there might have been
because
something
he
on
also,
pod.
I also seen on the pod, like he also said something about, because they're in like which is pretty sick. They're in like a group chat with their viewers. Like I think there's like an app or something where they're in this big group chat with their viewers, and they talked a lot throughout the season. And I believe he said something about like that was brought up. Like he didn't come up with that name. Somebody, and like one of their viewers did. And they told him to do that, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, or something like that. But yeah, it just completely blew up and
went crazy.
I wonder if any of the announcers are gonna bring that up next season.
I'm sure. I mean, you think about how many memes go on. If it would have happened during the season or right before, 100%. But I mean, you consider how many memes like make it to the NFL on the national stage. I mean, 6, 7. I mean, that's a way more bigger thing. But
I mean, frame mugging has made it to the NBA.
Yeah. So I can't put nothing short from that.
I probably assume. But yeah, anyways.
Obviously JSN.
Talk about Neighbors. That's where I cut you off at.
Yeah,
See, Neighbors, I love Neighbors. Like, he was so good. It's just, man, that injury was fucking brutal. Like, I just got to see him come back. I know, like, our technology and our recovery is so amazing now, but it's like dude, that type of injury, like you just can't expect to be 100% the same that you were before.
I mean,
and even if he's not, he could still be amazing.
You got Jason Tatum. I get it's a different injury, but you got Jason
it's
Tatum
also a different
coming
sport,
back in 10 months.
It's also a different sport.
Mahomes is throwing a football. If you saw that one, I mean, there's
a different sport, and that's also a different position too.
Yeah, it is.
I think for like just a position where you're constantly just running full speed and you just got to stop on a dime and you're making these cuts and you got to break tackles, like it's also could be a mentality thing too. Like that's 100%.
I think it's gonna be an interesting transition when Malik does come back this year to see how comfortable he is out the gate. Like I'm not gonna judge him really on. I mean, I'm talking about probably the first half of next season, just because he really has to get back to just trusting and believing his body, like believing in himself that he can make a cut. I mean, it's gonna be nerve-wracking to do those things coming off an injury. Like there's so many things that are like small that happen in real world, and you're just like, I don't really want to. When I rolled my ankle for the first time pretty bad a few months ago, like I was so nimble on it, and it was just like, man, I just gotta be comfortable and put pressure on it, and that's the case with these players. So I can understand it from that point. I think I just really fell in love with how gifted of a player he was, and just how, man, I mean, his route running, his hands, his speed, like everything. He just checked every single box as a rookie, and it just sucks that he went down with that injury, dude. I'm not here to say that he would have put up crazy numbers. I don't know if that Giants offense was really set up for that. And I get it, Jackson Dart had a fun rookie year, but I don't know if he's the volume type of quarterback to put Neighbors in that conversation where he's having 1,400 yards, something like that. But yeah, we'll have to see it. I put it up there because I'm such a big fan. I think he still is one of the best receivers in the league. I think it's a worthy question.
But that's why I think if that injury didn't happen, I think I'm more inclined to maybe go Neighbors based off the season that he would have had.
Mm-hmm.
Even with JSN season.
Yeah.
Because I think there's just maybe a higher ceiling to it. Which is, I mean, that's crazy to say because JSN just put up like 1,800 yards.
Right.
It's almost,
one of the best receiving seasons ever.
So, and that's about as high of a ceiling as you can be. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. The last thing, or it's not really news, but I wanted to bring this into the episode because it would have been fun to talk about last episode because it was on a similar topic. We just ranked our top 10 cornerbacks last episode, and there was a tweet on Twitter that went pretty viral. It almost has 800,000 views, and it had a bunch of quote tweets. And it lists all in their prime, one has to go. Jalen Ramsey, Stephon Gilmore, Patrick Surtain, and Richard Sherman. And obviously, I'm going to send this to you on Twitter just so you can get a look at it and remember the players. But, man, I thought that this was so good because out the gate, Richard Sherman is 100% safe. I think of all the cornerbacks that I have watched in my prime, Richard Sherman is up there for maybe the best that I've personally ever watched with my own two eyes. So for me, Richard Sherman's 100% safe. Is that the same? I want to go about this, cutting down one at a time. For me, Richard Sherman's safe. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And now we move to the second one because I think these next three are very, very, very close. Stephon Gilmore, Patrick Surtain, and Jalen Ramsey. I think Gilmore didn't have an incredibly long prime. I think he had an underrated prime. Like when he won his DPOY, I think he was still one of the better corners in the league for a few years before that and even after that. But I think that one, was it 2019 when he won DPOY? Man, that season was unreal. And then you have a similar thing with Surtain.
Yeah, I think you could say Sherman's the best also. But you could also say he didn't peak as high as some of these guys, maybe. You could also make that claim. You think his peak was better?
I think it really determines on what you value, and I think Sherman gets underrated for a certain point as far as like he was also known as this big turnover, high interception guy. But I mean, in Sherman's prime, dude, he really was. I mean, lockdown. I think he really gets undervalued when looking at some of the best cornerbacks of all time. And you look at a lot of these graphics where it's, yards allowed per coverage snap and defensive grade and all these different things. And this guy is at the top of everything. And I think he also had a decently long prime of being the top corner or a top 2, top 3 corner in the league. Like I think he legit had like a 4 to 5 year stretch where he was that guy. And I don't know if I think Ramsey is probably the only one that has a conversation with that, where he had probably around a 5 year stretch of being a top 2, top 3, top 1 corner in the game. I think Surtain really, this is his second year of being like that high. I think before he was obviously still young and still growing, but really 2 years, but also his depoy year. Like that's the thing. There's 2 players on here with a depoy. So I don't know I don't know, because I really don't know where I'm even leaning with this. For me personally, I think there's no way that Sherman goes. I think Sherman is 100% safe. And it's just like these next 3 are so close. It's just whatever you value, I guess. If you want to look at the fact that 2 of them have a depoy and 1 doesn't, you can make your decision off of that. But I just don't think that justifies for also how good Ramsey was in his prime. I mean, he went through a gauntlet of a lot of receivers. I remember, I want to say it was 2018 or I think it was 2018 when he went through a gauntlet of Antonio Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and I mean, he's having incredible performances against these guys. I don't know. I mean, is your head leaning some way?
Yeah,
I think I'm just so biased towards Ramsey. I don't want him to go, even though that might be the pick. But I might even be leaning. I might lean the young guy that gotta go. It's just
who, Surtain?
Maybe I'm looking at it from the aspect that he hasn't done it as long as these other guys did in their prime. But I don't, because that's the thing. I don't know if I associate prime as far as just your best year and that's it. Because I think that's a discredit to people that are at a 9, 10 out of 10 level for multiple years. Like I think if you give me a receiver that has a 1,600-yard peak, and you give me another receiver that has 3 to 4 years in a row with 1,400 yards in a row, like I would probably
you think
favor that
Surtain
receiver.
has only been like 2 years being the best?
I think
it's closer
last
to
year,
4
as the best in the league though.
Because so this year, right? Even though he was injured, didn't hit All-Pro or nothing. He was. We still said he's the best corner.
We still voted him as
last
the best
year,
corner in the league.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
The year before that, I mean, he played all games. He wasn't All-Pro. I mean, he lost All-Pro to Trent McDuffie, Deron Bland, and Sauce Gardner. You think Deron Bland and Trent McDuffie were better corners than him in 2023? Like Deron Bland just got kind of carried by the pick sixes. I mean,
I think McDuffie was, and I think Sauce.
Because even if you go back to 2022, he was All-Pro first team. The year before that,
yeah,
with Sauce.
I still don't know if I would have considered him.
Who would you have considered better than him in 2022? Because I'll look at
that's tough.
I'll look at the best off the top of my head.
It's tough to say for sure.
I'm looking right now. It's Surtain, Sauce Gardner, Darius Slay, Jair, James Bradbury, and really that's all you can argue.
See, like that's tough.
32-year-old
Like,
Pat Pete.
I'm trying to think in the time.
Ramsey was still
like
pretty good, but I think Surtain was still probably the best.
No,
If not second best. Because that would have
see,
been
that's the thing.
Sauce's
It's
rookie
hard.
year.
It's hard. Yeah, and Sauce was really high as a rookie. I mean, Sauce I think was undoubtedly quickly a top 5 corner after his rookie year, but I just don't know. I wish I could.
I think he got a quicker start to most of those guys to their career, that might be why you're thinking that, because he's so young. But I mean, he started his second year. He was All Pro first team, and really he's been at the best corner since then every year, other than that 2023 where you think.
Because I think All Pro first team is 100% a good way to look at certain things. I don't think it really is the end all be all. I mean,
but I'm just trying to think of corners that play. Like, I don't know who you could make an argument for. I was just looking at All Pro because those are like listing the top corners. Like
Trayvon Diggs. Obviously, it's a different thing. Trayvon Diggs is an All Pro first team player. I don't even know.
That's why I'm saying the same thing with That's why I'm saying the same thing with Deron Bland. Like, no way.
I think Bland. I think Bland was. I'm not saying he was better than Surtain, but I think Bland was better than Diggs in the year that he made it versus the year that Diggs made it. I think Bland was a better corner. I think they certainly I wouldn't put either of them. I wouldn't put Diggs in a top 10 conversation when he was doing that, and I don't think I'd put Bland. I think Bland probably squeaks into the top 10 when that season happened, but I don't know. Yeah, and like I said, I could be it could just be my bias coming through just because Ramsey is, one of my favorite players ever. But he could be the answer. He could be the answer. And it's so tough to decide between these 4. I mean, for me, I guess it's really only 3. It's Sherman. You know what? Let's just narrow this down. I'll have you. For me personally, I think Sherman is safe. I think Gilmore is safe.
That's what I was looking at to cut. I'm not gonna lie, but it's close. I mean, it's.
Damn, man. I think the reason why I think Gilmore is safe, I think Gilmore's DPOY year was better than Surtain's DPOY year. And as I mentioned, I think Gilmore gets a bit underrated for the years he had outside of that. I still looked at him as one of the top corners in the game. And I think I might get ripped for it, but I think I'd cut Surtain. I would keep Sherman, I'd keep Gilmore, I'd keep Ramsey, and I'd cut Surtain. I think honestly, I'm going to get ripped for that because he has a DPOY, and he's just one of the, as you mentioned last episode, he's the perfect man. He has one of the best prototypical corner builds that you can have in the game. I think I'm just too biased.
I think he's just the best player of the 4. At the same time, I don't think he's had the best career. Obviously, he's only played 5 years. I think he's the best corner of the 4. I don't think that's crazy to say.
I feel like Chi-Town hoops right now. You have no idea how good Richard Sherman was.
I mean, Sherman was good, but we know he wasn't the greatest corner in man coverage either, though. He had his flaws. He wasn't the most athletic. He wasn't the fastest guy. He kind of feasted in that cover 3 scheme in Seattle, which he was amazing at. But I think PS2 is more versatile. I think he's a better athlete. I think Sherman's clutch. I think he's an amazing player. I might even argue PS2 is even better in the run.
I don't know.
And it's crazy because even the comments, the comments are completely the opposite of what we're thinking.
They're saying
everybody's saying either Gilmore or Sherman.
See, this is a Seahawks fan. Sherman is on another tier than these corners. Sherm, worst man-to-man corner out of these four, which doesn't say a lot. It's just making a statement. Anybody saying Ramsey didn't watch him in Jacksonville. Surtain is not on this level yet. I can't lie. Sherm, Gilmore, Ramsey, Surtain would be my ranking. I think that was my exact ranking as well. It's definitely not Sherman. That's all I know. PS2. Sherman is the most overrated cornerback of all time. Yeah, easily Sherman. Other were legit lockdown corners, traveled with fools, didn't play one side of the field. That's another fair knock on Sherman.
Did not travel.
He did. Yeah, he definitely stayed on that left side of the defense. That's someone did a ranking peak career. They got Sherman at 4 as peak. I don't agree with that. Sherman is the worst easily. I don't know, man. I really feel like that meme, bro. You have no idea how good Tim Duncan was. I really feel like that, man. I think Sherman is one of the best zone coverage cornerbacks in NFL history. We're talking top 3, and if you want to have him higher, I'm not going to deny that. I think he was underrated in man, and I don't know. You could also say that he benefited from playing with an amazing secondary, but man, I don't know. I think I would go with a cut for PS2, and it could be bias as far as Sherman and Ramsey being one of my more favorite players, and also Surtain is young. At the end of the day, he has been doing it for a decent amount of time now, but I think I'm going to just stick with it just so we don't labor on the point a whole lot longer, but I think I'd land on PS2. And you were saying you were leaning Gilmore as a cut?
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's
so
between
Gilmore would be your
Ramsey.
Oh, so you don't have it for sure yet.
I'm leaning. It's between those two, I think.
Yeah. It's tough. That Gilmore 2019 season was special. That Ramsey 2017, 2018 back-to-back years were special. And he continued to lead play even on the Rams. It's a tough
I'll probably
one.
go Gilmore.
It's a tough one,
honestly.
So it is funny though. It is funny that a lot of the comments do. There are a lot that are saying, and it's funny the vague posting. The top one is LOL. This is set up. This app loves vague posting, but yeah, I can't see that. A lot of people are saying, they're saying easily Richard Sherman. God damn, man. God damn. These children, they just don't know. Let us know what you guys think about that. Am I overrating Sherman? Am I underrating PS2? Am I overrating Ramsey? I don't know. It's definitely some biasness coming in a little bit. I'll admit it, but I also taking away the biasness. Sherman was a special player in his prime, and I don't think people. It was also a long time ago. It's over a decade now, so I don't think people quite remember it and quite understand the level that he was playing at. But yeah, that would have been a fun topic to have on the last episode, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. So let's get to the meat of the episode. Jaden is bringing his own topic to this show. You can break it down for everybody. Let them know what we're doing today, and then we can jump into it.
It's not too complicated. It's just a simple trivia game. I got 10 questions ranging from easy, medium, hard, and very hard. They each consist of different points. There's a total of 45 points to be achieved.
Okay.
And 2 questions in here have bonus questions where you get an extra point if you get that right. And then also for the hard and very hard, I added hints if you needed them. For hard, if you use a hint, you get -1 point on,
I thought you were going to say
potential
multiple choice, and I was like, that would be fun.
No multiple choice for any of these.
Okay.
And then very hard, if you use your hint, it's -2. And the point scoring is easy is 1 point, medium is 2, hard is 5 points, and very hard is 10 points.
Okay. So how many is it like divided into?
2 very hard, 3 hard, 3 medium, and 2 easy.
Okay.
So of the 45, I want you to predict how many
much I'll
points
get?
you're gonna get.
Okay. So how many are easy worth? How many
2.
between the 4? What is it? It's
2 points. There's 6 points, or no, there's 7 points to get an easy. There's 16 points to get in hard. There's 20 points to get in very hard, and 2 points to get in easy.
Oh, man. I'm nervous, I won't lie. I don't want to set the bar too high. I really have no idea what these questions are, and I don't want to get exposed. I'll do out of 45, I'll do a modest 30 and hope I crush that. But we'll just have to see. God damn. Am I nervous? Let's just jump into it. Starting out with easy, and we'll work our way up. What's the first trivia of the day?
Who holds the record for most completions in a game?
Man, why is this so harder than it needs to be? Most completions in a game. I'm just going to.
Wow.
Why do I not know this? I thought you were going to say most consecutive completions.
Nope.
Because I know that one. I also
Most
thought
total.
you were going to say the highest completion percentage in the game because I know that one. Oh, man, most total. Okay, so I'm assuming it's a big guy since we're taking
I could give
the
you a
easy
hint
way
for
out.
this.
I
wasn't planning on getting a hint for easy, but
yeah, this is bad. Okay, I don't want to spend. No, I want to get this right though. I want to think if I can remember this. So it's got to be one of the big guys. It's got to be a Brady, a Mahomes, a Breeze. I'm gonna say Breeze. Damn it. You know why I went Breeze? Because I thought of that game they played against the Giants when him and Eli had like 6 or 7 touchdowns each. Who was it, Brady?
nope.
Manning?
Nope. This is
I
really
missed that bad.
a question of your memory because this record was broken last season.
The most completions in a game was broken last season.
And it's slipping your
Burrow?
mind. No. This was not a record broken by even probably a top 30 quarterback. Jacoby Brissett had 47
I was about to say
completions in that
Brissett.
game.
Fuck, bro. Because that was the game where McBride went off, bro. Fuck.
Also, Michael Wilson went off as well.
Damn, that's bad, bro. As soon as you literally
They each had like
Jacoby Brissett, I was about to say that.
They each had like 15 catches that game or something.
Yeah, I think Michael Wilson had like 15 for like 200 yards or something, but he had 0 touchdowns, if I want to say, which is crazy.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's bad. Yeah, that's definitely easy. I definitely should have thought. I think I overthought it and underthought it at the same time. That's a rough start. All right, 0 points to start us off. Next easy one.
Michael Wilson had 15 catches for 185 yards, and McBride had 10 for 115 and a touchdown.
I do remember that too, bro.
Against the Niners. And they got popped, by the way.
That's
a lot
bad.
of that was garbage time. But anyways, we move on to the next easy. What school did your golden boy, Fernando Mendoza, start his collegiate career at?
Cal. Okay, we're on the board. We're on the board.
Cal Berkeley.
We take those.
All right, now we go to medium. Excluding Tom Brady, who was the last non-first round pick to win NFL MVP?
Excluding Tom Brady, who was the last non-first round pick to win NFL MVP. Okay. That would be... Okay, I'll take you through my thought process. A name that came to mind was Drew Brees, because I want to say Drew Brees was the 32nd pick in the draft, but it was a year where one of the teams in the first round lost their pick, so he technically was a second-round pick. Is there anybody else that I can think of? Rodgers was a first-round pick. Lamar was a first-round pick. Mahomes was a first-round pick. Allen was a first-round pick. Since Brady won it in like 2010. I think it's his last one to win it. Matt Ryan was a first-round pick. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Breeze because I want to say that is correct. He was the first pick of the second round, but he was pick number 32. Is that incorrect? Did I just miss another
Isn't
one?
Drew Brees your boy? Like, you're a big Drew Brees guy?
Is that not
Didn't
correct?
you make a YouTube video about how Drew Brees
About
never won an
Brees.
MVP?
Fuck.
Man.
That's bad.
On the spot, and he is shitting bricks. Gotta go a bit further
he got
back,
robbed.
though.
I forgot he got robbed that many times. Fuck, that's bad. That's a rough start. Okay, think a little bit further back. I mean, Kurt Warner was undrafted. Is it Warner?
It is not. It is a Raider player.
Rich Gannon? Really? I mean, I would have missed that regardless because I was thinking in my mind, I was thinking that it was after Tom Brady won his MVP. And in my mind, I remember the 2011 season by Breeze. And in my mind, I just thought that he won an MVP. And I forget that it's the biggest robbery in sports that he doesn't have an MVP. Fuck, that's bad, bro. All right, I'm not missing. There's 8
biggest
questions
robbery
left.
in sports.
I'm getting
over
6
your
or
other
7.
boy. Wasn't Rodgers the one that won it that year?
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't
at the
say
end of
it's
the
the
day,
biggest robbery.
I wouldn't say that year, but I would say it's a robbery that Breeze does.
There was a year Breeze
I think-
was All-Pro first team and didn't win it.
Yeah,
06.
and I
But
think,
even
I
then,
think
like,
that
his
was
counting
when,
stats were not crazy at all.
Yeah, but no, 06 is when LT won it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there
Yeah,
was
that's
there
fair.
was a year.
Yeah,
there
there's
was a
another year, right?
Yeah, there's
Or
a
no,
year
that was the
where
only year.
there's a year where he won Offensive Player of the Year.
That's what it was.
But
yeah.
another quarterback won MVP.
Yeah.
Which again,
He wasn't even
doesn't
in the
really make a lot of
MVP
sense.
voting. I can't even look. I'd have to pull up that season separately. But anyways.
Fuck. Okay, I'm about to genuinely lock in. I gotta stop. I'm overthinking and underthinking at the same time.
See, this next question, I didn't know if it'd be a medium question. I did it because of you, though. So
You think it
this
would
is
be
your boy.
easy or?
I think it could be harder. Definitely wouldn't be easier. But anyways, what legendary commentator called Rodgers' Hail Mary against the Lions? You know what?
Yeah, the one that I know the player that
The Richard
called it.
Rodgers one.
Yeah, I was gonna say he had
Can
an
you
alliteration name.
can you hear the commentating in your head?
Not really. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know
Because this was one of the questions that had the bonus to where if you could call out, like, if you can recite what the call was. Because when I say it, if you don't guess it, it's gonna immediately pop into your head.
I'm gonna assume. Fuck, bro.
And let me reread the question. What legendary commentator called Rodgers' Hail Mary against the Lions?
Yeah. So it's legendary. So it's, I don't fuck, bro. Because I'm gonna say something that's gonna be them. I got a couple names in my mind. I don't fuck with Joe Buck at all, but it could be a troll that it's like it's your boy. I think he's gotten better. The other name that came into my mind was Kevin Harlan, and it's like that is also my boy. Chris Collinsworth is a legendary one. This play happened in like 2014, I want to say, something like that.
I think, yeah.
Fuck, bro. What commentator did this? Am I really about to start out 0 for 4? No, 1 for 4. Fuck. I'm just going to say... I'm missing. All
right.
bad.
All right. I'll give you a free hint.
I'll
give you a free hint.
Right,
I'll say the call.
Okay. I like this.
This would have been a bonus. This would have been a bonus. The bonus if you'd have got it. That's where I didn't. So this probably should have been in the hard, I think, maybe. But I'm not sure how well. Because, I mean, whatever. Let me go. So, there we go. Rodgers, in trouble. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in him? In the end zone. It is caught for the win.
Joe Buck.
No.
Fuck, bro. I just did it because I didn't. Is it Kevin Harlan?
It's Jim Nantz.
Jim fucking Nantz. That makes fucking sense, bro.
You know what?
God damn it, dude.
I'm going to play it right now on YouTube so you can hear it. This isn't like a copyright thing, right?
I don't think so. I think
I'll just play it so you can hear it.
Fuck, bro. 1 for 4. I'm embarrassing myself. Damn it, dude.
Miracle in Motown.
Yeah.
I just hear that in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you just probably couldn't hear the announcer saying it. I don't know. That's just one of those, like, it's just stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Can't say I would have got that right as well if I'm put on the spot, but yeah.
That's bad.
All right, here we go.
It was caught, yeah. Fuck.
See, this is one I originally had it hard, but a thing you said to me over text message, I moved it down to medium. So here we go.
I'm guessing it's an NFL draft.
Who did the Raiders draft with the 80th overall pick in the 2020 NFL draft?
80th. Okay, 2020 is... Let me think real quick. 2019 was the year where we went 3. 2020 would be Ruggs, Arnett. So 80th pick. 80th pick is 3rd round. 2020, I am going to lock in.
This one has a hint.
Diablo.
Damn. I wanted to give you that hint, but no.
It's not?
No.
Fuck. Okay, let me just throw out I got it wrong.
Do you want the hint?
Fuck.
The
Third
hint
round
was
2020. No, I got it. 3rd round 2020, 80th overall pick. That was the year where we went Ruggs and Arnett. There's a name in my mind, but I'm like for sure he was 2019. I want to say it's, yeah, and I might even be mixing up his name. Is it Lynn Bowden?
Lynn Bowden. It is Lynn Bowden.
Fuck. I mean, I'm not going to give myself that. That's the name that fucking came to mind to me at first, and I thought he was 2019.
But you know what's funny is the very next
been...
pick is where you guys picked Brian Edwards. Where
yeah.
I thought maybe you might have gotten tricked with that.
Oh, I'm not giving myself that. I mean, I got there. I wish I wouldn't have overthought myself and thought. The reason why I thought that it was 2019 was because I remember that draft picture where it's like none of these guys are on the team now. And I thought that it was the infamous 2019 one because it's so much more crazier because we had 3 first-round picks that were no longer on the team 5 years later. Damn it. Why not? Go with your gut, bro. Go with your gut.
Devin was the 80th overall pick in the year after that, by the way, though.
That's bad.
2020, though.
I mean, it was like a 50-50. I'll give myself a half point, I guess.
You get no half point on my score, by the way. Anyways, you should have just waited for that hint. You could have at least got 1 point because the hint was wide receiver that played college at Kentucky.
Yeah. I would have 100%. I thought you were gonna say for Brian Edwards, or you can guess this player because I'm pretty sure Brian Edwards went to South Carolina. But anyway, all right, next.
All right, now we're on the hard.
Yeah, and I'm 1 for 5 right now. 1.5 for 5, I guess.
Now this where we're gonna. If you struggle with the easy and medium, bro, these hard ones. All right, here we go. This first hard one is going to be tough. What QB handed Tom Brady his first postseason loss in the 05-06 NFL season? This also has a hint. Who would like to use that?
First postseason loss.
Yeah. He went 6 years without losing in the postseason. Not saying he made it every year, but he had already had 3 rings at that point, and I think he missed the playoffs twice. So technically his rookie season didn't play, and then he had another season in there where they went 9-7 and they missed the playoffs. But then they,
05-06 season. AFC team.
I think you just got to take the hint.
It could be a fucking Super Bowl. What is Brady's record in Super Bowls? 7-3? Yeah, 7-3. He lost to Manning twice and Foles once. So he did not lose in the Super Bowl. So it's an AFC team. It could be the Ravens. It could be... It's another AFC team that could have been up with their... Could have been the Colts, I guess, but I don't think it was Manning because it wouldn't be in the hard category. Fuck, there's a name I want to say so bad. Can I?
You can take the hint.
What is the?
You lose
what is
1
the
point.
hint? What does the hint consist of? Can I ask my own hint?
I don't think so. If you ask your own hint, I'll take away 2 points. If not, you can use mine.
Can I ask a hint and you say if you accept it or not?
My hint is what the team was.
You're just gonna give me the team?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask for division, so yeah, I'll take 1 point away and ask for the team.
The team was the Denver Broncos.
Fuck. I wanted to say Trent Dilfer. Fuck. Denver Broncos.
Got to really dig deep here.
Can I ask? Fuck. Can I ask? Matt Leinart.
And Jake Plummer. On to the next.
Fuck, bro.
Who was the last quarterback to throw for 500 yards in a game?
Last quarterback to throw for 500 in a game. Hasn't happened very often. Do I get a hint with this one?
Yeah. These all
What
have
is my
hints.
hint? The year?
No.
Fuck. Fuck. Okay, let me go through my thought process real quick. Fuck. I'm so mad that I'm like bombing this shit right now. And I should have nailed a lot of the easy ones just to boost up my points. Jake Plummer is so gettable. Matt Leinart and Jake Plummer. I think I guessed Matt Leinart. This is going to sound crazy thinking of Jake Plummer. Did Jake Plummer play for the Cardinals?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't that what I said? Like,
You didn't. What do you mean said
fuck.
what?
I thought maybe I said it in my head. I thought I said like the guy that I'm thinking of played for the Cardinals. I think I just
don't
fucking
think
said
you
that to
said
myself.
that out loud.
Where did Jake Plummer go to USC or did Matt Leinart go to USC?
Matt Leinart went to USC. Jake Plummer
Okay.
went to Arizona State.
Yeah, so I think I was thinking Leinart then, but Jake Plummer.
I mean, they fit similar categories, just drafted
Yeah.
different years.
Fuck, bro. I'm still pissed about that. Okay, last quarterback to throw for 500 yards in a game, and it's a hard one. So, in the big games last year when Burrow went crazy, I don't know if he did it.
I think you got to take your hand, dude.
All right, I'll
Down
take
and
my hand.
out.
I'll take my hand.
Happened on a Thursday night football game and ended with a walk-off touchdown.
Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
I take it. How many more do I have left? 4 or 3?
3.
2 for 7. Fuck.
You have a total
2.5.
of
2.5.
25 points. You could still hit your prediction, assuming you don't use your hint. This next one has a bonus.
I want to get at least one pull.
I'm
going
gonna be honest. I know this question. I know personally. Like I 100% would have got this. By the way, without doing the research, and
Okay.
I just know this one. I don't know. I know the answer to this question. Like if I was quizzed, I would have got this one. But anyways, who was the first NFL player in the Super Bowl era to compete professionally in another sport?
Fuck. Is there a hint with this one?
Yes.
I'm just going to take it so I can get in a thought process because I don't even know where to start.
He runs very fast. Some consider him the fastest NFL player of all time.
I was going to say it's the corner for Washington, and I don't remember his name. Fuck. What's his name, bro? Is his last name Green? Or am I tripping?
Whose?
Is it this guy? No, it's not. Never mind. I'm thinking of somebody else.
The player you're thinking of, the cornerback for Washington?
Washington.
Yeah.
Is that not the answer?
That's his last name.
But I don't
Is that
even
your
think
guess?
That's the answer.
Yeah, you're like putting me in a pickle. Like, the fuck I'm supposed to say? Yes?
I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I don't even know if that's the answer, but that's the player that came to mind, and I don't remember. Darryl Green.
That is a player, but that is not the answer. The answer is Bullet Bob Hayes. He won 2 gold medals in the Olympics.
Damn it.
100
There's
meter
no way
and
I'm
4x100 relay. Really?
I wouldn't have known that one. Nuh-uh.
This one
I
also
have
had
no
a
idea.
bonus. Who was
What
the
was
first
that?
NFL player to do it pre-Super Bowl era?
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Jim Thorpe.
Graham. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Fuck. Okay, last 2. These are impossible. These
Very
are listed
hard.
as that.
One of them's a Raider question.
I can redeem myself. If I can get these 2, I can redeem myself. That's all I'll say.
What Raider player scored the team's final touchdown at the Oakland Coliseum?
Okay.
There's a hint.
Okay, let me go through my thought process real quick. The final year was 2019, I want to say. So, because the only remaining players on the squad that played in Oakland are Max Crosby and AJ Cole and Colton Miller. And Max Crosby was 2019 class. So, no, Max Crosby was... He was 2019. Was he 2020? No, he was 2019. Yeah, because he came in the same class as Cleveland Farrell, and I remember that was the big thing. Like, oh, just look at it as we drafted Max Crosby at number 4 overall. You have players like Tyrell Williams. You have the gadget running backs like a Jalen Richard. Fuck it, I'll take my hint, bro.
He wore the number 16.
Tyrell Williams.
There you go. 8 points. The hint is -2, by the way.
I'll take it.
All right. Your
I
final
guessed
question.
it. I knew it was Tyrell too. Fuck.
Final question. Who are the 3 non-offensive players to win NFL MVP since the Super Bowl era?
3 non-quarterback or non-offensive, you said?
Yeah.
Non-offensive?
Yeah.
Non-offensive players to win the MVP. Fuck. Okay. 3 players. This one does have it. All of them have a hint, you said. Let me go. Right? This one has a hint?
Yeah, this has a hint.
Okay. Let me go through my thought process before I ask for one. Honestly, in the Super Bowl era, one of them I know, and I don't know if it was in the Super Bowl era. One of them is a kicker, and I'm pretty sure his name is Mark Mosley. So I'm gonna hold that. I think that's his name. It's like double M if I'm not mistaken. I may be mixing up his name, but I'm pretty sure it's double M is his name. The other ones, like I can't specifically remember if like Lawrence Taylor won one. And I don't think he did, but I also don't know. Alan Page, I think, won one. Was that before the Super Bowl era? Fuck, give me my hints, bro. I might have, those 2 might be correct, but I can't think of a third one, and those 2 could not be correct depending on the years.
You
What's
want
my hint?
hints for all 3 of them?
Is it all 3?
Honestly, the hint was only for one player.
Because you thought like the other 2 were gettable?
Yeah. You want the hint?
Sure.
He was a kicker for the Redskins.
Yeah, Mark Mosley. Is that his name? It's double M, right? Am I saying his name wrong?
You have to lock in, by the way.
Mark Mosley.
No, you have to
at the
lock
same
in all
time?
3 names, yes.
Okay, Mark Mosley is correct. I knew that. I knew that he played for the Redskins. I knew he was a kicker, unless I'm saying his name wrong. Alan Page, for some reason, I feel like won a fucking MVP. And the third one, who also won an MVP? It was a defensive player. I mean, it could be LT, and I could just be overthinking it. And the real difficult one could be the kicker. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Think of the 80s teams. Reggie White didn't win one. I'm going to go with it. Alan Page, Lawrence Taylor, Mark Mosley. Locked in.
Bing, bing, bing.
Let's fucking go, bro. All right. I don't make up, but nailing the two super difficult ones. I shouldn't have needed a hint for the Raiders one because I was confident it was Tyrell Williams, the first player I said, but I wanted to make sure I nailed that. Tyrell Williams, Alan Page, Lawrence Taylor, Mark Mosley as the walk-off.
Oh, yeah.
We like that. Now, I was saying my guesses in a row.
Yeah,
as the walk-off.
You were putting him for some reason.
You didn't think I'd pull that kicker, huh?
That's why I gave the hint.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna be. I knew the kicker. I knew they had a kicker that won, but for some reason when I was doing, I thought his name was something else. Like I wouldn't have got it, but I would have known like it was the Redskins because it was a shortened season. It was a short season.
Yeah,
he didn't miss a kick, I think, or he didn't miss a kick, but he oddly like missed a PAT. I remember I didn't check that when I was doing this, but I remember seeing that like before.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Yeah, that's one of the rare knowledge questions that I just know. I don't know why I know that.
No, he missed one field goal. Yeah, he actually missed a field goal, and he also missed 3 extra points. just crazy. But I guess they're just rewarded. Then they also only played 9 games that season. The NFL did.
Yeah.
But anyways,
damn, dude.
I mean that was a Super Bowl winning team. Like that was the best team in the NFL.
I didn't end. How many did I end with? I got over 30 because I nailed the last 2.
No.
I wasn't
used hints for those 2. You got 21 points.
Fuck. That's bad, bro. Like the completion one, I should have got. The Raider one, I should have got. Like I just go with my gut, bro. Like the 2 Raider questions, I should have got if I just went with my gut.
The MVP one also you should have got.
Yeah, because that one again.
Non-first round pick. You just got to go in order. I mean, I thought you would have got hung up on the running backs.
What messed me up is for some reason, like obviously that's not how the question is phrased, but for some reason, my brain took it as the last MVP to win MVP, the last non-first round pick to win MVP besides Brady. I was thinking since Brady, like since his last one, who is the last MVP to win it without being that's for some. I mixed up the words, and that's just what my brain read it as. So I was thinking of since 2010, basically the last 15 years. Which again, I think that was in hard.
That wouldn't even be 2010 because Brady won MVP in 2017.
That's right. I forgot about that. I thought his last one was 2010. Damn. See, I was on the spot. I messed up. At least I nailed the last one. That one's a good pull. I can appreciate getting that one. Fuck. I wish I would have did better. That's a fun thing though. We got to definitely run that back throughout the off season. Maybe 2 or 3 more times. Bring some trivia, and hopefully I can redeem myself. 21 out of 45 is not a pretty score. Less than 50% for a guy that has an NFL podcast. I gotta be better for sure.
Guy that was pretty cocky in the messages as well.
Yeah, I
told him to study for this one.
I should have did a lot better. And the one draft question I miss. Ooh, maybe we should. Maybe we could do it more often than I said, but it's like themed. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like small segments where it's like, all right, we got 5 draft themed questions, 5 free agency.
Or if I just hit you like this is weird because we're like middle of a podcast like talking about like plans for future. But if I just like cut you off mid conversation, pop quiz,
I'd be down.
Hit you with a.
I'd be down.
The trivia.
I'm always down for trivia. It sometimes messes me up on the spot, and I'm way better when I'm not having this pressure. But I'd be down. I'd be down for any type of change or anything like that. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for us in this episode. As always, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to rate us 5 stars. Make sure to even hit that bell. We got some big episodes coming out for you guys over the next few weeks. We're going to be ranking our top 25 players under 25, which is going to be really interesting because it's going to be, I'm curious to see what we each value, right? 25 under 25. Are there going to be a lot of offensive linemen? Are there going to be quarterbacks way boosted up the board because of positional value? I'm curious to see, and I'm excited to put in the work to see what my list ends up looking like. We're rapidly approaching the draft, so we got our mock draft coming up shortly as well, which will be a ton of fun. Each of us taking 16 picks. Unfortunately, Jaden will not be selecting for his favorite team. But yeah, that's going to finish us out for this
But
episode.
I will be selecting for your favorite team.
He will not be getting the first overall pick.
I don't know.
We'll
There's
see you
some
guys
talk.
next time. No way.
They're
No
talking
way,
about
Ty
Ty
Simpson.
Simpson.
I don't even want to
It's
entertain
looking,
Dan Orlovsky to end this episode.
It's looking a little more pro ready.
What big games has Mendoza played in is an all-time quote. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.